What is going on, everybody on YouTube? I am here to talk about something every Pokemon investor and collector should honestly consider at some point in their Pokemon journey or adventure. And that is, are you overpaying for your Pokemon products? Now, before we dive into that, we're going to have to look at it from multiple different angles and different perspectives. I personally collect and invest, so I'm going to give you some personal reasons on why I feel like some things are overpriced and some things are not, and how you can kind of get around paying top dollar for a lot of your Pokemon card products. So, as a collector, I personally like to open packs, but I do not mind buying the singles as well. And really, the cheapest route is to just buy the single. Most of the time, you're going to end up paying way, way less to just get the singles outright on eBay, TCG Player, your local card shop, trade shows, even than you are to get it out of a pack, unless it is something super common like a reverse hollow or a regular hollow or a common, something that you could get, basically in almost any pack. But if you're hunting some top chases, I'm telling you, get the single. You will not regret that decision at all. But if you feel like you are paying too much, then if that is like in your gut feeling, then you are probably paying too much. You could always look up prices that cards are selling for on the market and see if they are relatively close. If you do not want to pay full price for a lot of products, some people, some card shops will accept trades, things that you could put if you have singles or sealed product, things that you could put towards something else if you want. But in terms of investing, which I would say is a much more in depth kind of perspective of are you overpaying? With that in mind, I think collecting, if you do not mind paying the price for the single, or if you do not mind paying the price for the pack, then it is worth it. If not, then it is not. But investing, you have to consider how recent the set came out. How much stock of the set is there? How much of a certain card is populated in packs? How likely you are to pull that card or even a card of that rarity out of the packs? Is it a set that is limited for a certain time? Like, we'll say McDonald's Happy Meal packs, we'll say holiday collections like the calendars. Or is it more of a mainline set, something that is going to be printed in singles and blisters, ETBs, booster boxes, mini tins, regular tins? You have to take all of these things into consideration when you are paying a certain price that is not retail for your products. So if we look at something like Destined Rivals, how it is a very recent set to have come out, and it is currently about $150 over the retail price. I personally feel like, yes, that is overpaying because there is a lot of room for restocks. There is a lot of room for the set to settle in. Now, you're going to want to find a price that you are comfortable paying. Say you do not get the box for retail price, then you have to set boundaries that you are willing to pay in the market. Like for me personally, if Destined Rivals gets a restock and it goes from 300 and we'll say 10 it is right now to $250, then I will probably grab some at that market price if I don't get any for retail myself. Because I have decided within myself that $250 is not the worst price to pay for something that I plan on holding for many years to reap the most benefits from. I feel like that set is going to mature greatly in the future. So you have to find those things within yourself that you are very confident in your investments with. Assuming that we are focusing on elite trainer boxes and booster boxes primarily, then you have to consider how recent the set has come out, because those two items are the items that are restocked the least out of any others. So you have to consider how recent the set has come out. Something like 151, we are seeing Elite Trainer boxes go through the roof right now because it is nearing that cycle of reprints go. We have not seen a Elite Trainer box reprint for 151 in quite some time, so I feel like it has had its time to hit the market. It's settled, and then this is where we see time, maturity, and scarcity all take place and drive the price up. Something like this could happen with a Prismatic Evolutions because the set is worth a ton. People love the Evolutions. And it is a special set. It doesn't have booster boxes. So 151 and Prismatic Evolutions are different in a lot of ways, but they are similar as in in, in many ways as well, just because of the potential that they have on the market. And if we go back even further and think about what is happening now with Sword and Shield, that era is pretty much over. We will not see reprints of the booster boxes, Elite Trainer boxes, probably ever again. So, right now we're seeing a lot of Sword and Shield booster boxes skyrocket in price because scarcity, recency are key factors. Yeah, wow. Sword and Shield, just get ready for that to take off tremendously. Now, there are some sets in the Sword and Shield era that I feel are still fairly priced. They are not undervalued by any means, but they are certainly not overpriced. I do not feel like you could pay over right now on things like Brilliant Stars, on things like Astral Radiance, on things like Chilling Rain. I feel like those sets have room to grow a lot more. We are just seeing others lead the way at the moment. But when you start to get that far, you really do question, are you overpaying? Because there are not any more coming out into existence. There are a set amount after a certain point. There are not going to be any more produced. So you have to come to terms with yourself. You have to look at the market and you have to figure out, almost speculate the potential of what it could be in the future, price wise or sentimental wise to yourself in your collection. So some things, yes, you could definitely see logistically what the set value is, the cards that are inside are worth versus the actual pack value that you are paying. But you could also think about it sentimentally as a collector on, what do you feel like this is valued in my collection? What do I feel like this could be years down the road to get more cards in the future, to pay off debts, to do something else in my life? Uh, Really, it all comes down to what you feel is best for your investment journey on things of overpaying. Definitely consider recency, definitely consider the scarcity, definitely consider the overall set value. This is just an overall video of me talking about, do you feel like things are overpriced? Do you feel like you're overpaying for a lot of things right now? Yeah. I personally feel like in this market of how intense the boom is right now, a lot of things are fairly ish priced, but not really for Pokemon to continue to be printing a lot of these sets and for the market to be overpriced like this, over market value or over retail value, is something that is a little wild, but also kind of an inevitable thing to happen. So some things, yes, are very much overpriced, but for what they could be, it's not that horrible, I guess. Eh. I don't know. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. I do videos every day. Sorry this one was a little late. Had a lot going on. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.